here on Zoom. I have to get a recording. All right, so welcome to tonight's class on our microbiome. It's healthy gut, happy gut. All right, I am gonna go ahead and get my screen share going, hopefully. Get everything in the right spot. That's part of it. Give just a second. Get it all lined up. And get you guys not to be covering over top of my notes. All right, so can you see it okay for me? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I was looking for a thumbs up. So I wasn't seeing anything. So I was just making sure. Thank you, Fifi. All right, so tonight's class, sorry, healthy gut, happy gut. So doTERRA has a extensive training program on the probiome products that is available. And at the end of the class, I'm going to share a link to that training class because like I said, it's very extensive. It takes about maybe 2 to 3 hours to complete, but it's a wealth of information that I encourage you to check out because it's going to be so much more information than even I can give you here in just, 30 to 40 minutes. We're just going to be kind of scratching the surface of the information that is included in that training course. And that's one of the things that I really love about doTERRA is that they give us this information on every one of their products, as much education as they can give for us, so that really we're not just taking a product and taking somebody's word for it, or this person said take it. We're actually getting the science and the research of why it's beneficial for us to take, and really that helps us know that we're making a good choice for our health, and that it's actually going to be something that benefits our life. And that's what we ultimately want. So we're going to consider the health of our microbiome tonight and really what our microbiome is. So what is our microbiome? So scientists estimate that there are at least as many microbes in our body as there are human cells. These microbial communities are called microbiomes. Our microbiome functions like a huge invisible organ that influences every aspect of our health. We've probably heard a lot about gut microbiome, but our microbiome involves much more than just our digestive system. So we're going to delve into that just a little bit. So what all is included? It exists throughout our body, including our skin, our mouth, eyes, ears, nose, lungs, kidneys, our urinary tract, and the female reproductive system. Each microbial community communicates with and helps support cells and vital organs, and it's foundational for systemic health. Disruptions in our microbiome can negatively impact our health, and other lifestyle factors such as our diet, stress, sleep, our activity level, and environmental influences all can affect our microbial communities for better or worse. We're going to take a look at an example. A vibrant garden, if any of you are gardeners, you know that it's a beautiful place with a variety of plants, flowers, and insects. Our microbiome is similar to a garden where bacteria, viruses, and fungi are like different plants and insects. Just like a healthy garden needs a good balance of plants and insects to thrive, it needs that balance. Our bodies need a diverse and balanced microbiome to stay healthy. The gut microbiome helps us digest our food and absorb nutrients, just like how a team of microbial gardeners break down the leaves and help the plants get the nutrients they need from the soil. Our gut microbiome also protects our body from harmful invaders. Just like a fence around a garden that keeps any unwanted pests out, our microbiome is like that for us. Just as a physical garden can get out of balance, our body too can get out of balance, or our microbiome can get out of balance if we're not paying attention to what is going on. And like we mentioned, our microbiome is more than just our gut. We've come to hear words like bacteria or viruses and mostly think of them as a negative thing. We hear about sicknesses that pathogens can infect our body with. It makes us want to sanitize everything or stay away from touching certain things if we don't know where they've been or who has touched them. Makes us kind of be a little suspicious of everything. But not all bacteria and viruses are bad for us. Many are essential for our health. When we support a healthy microbiome, our body becomes much better at determining which ones are good and bad. Our body becomes a natural habitat for a variety of microbes. Healthy fungi, bacteria, and viruses coexist in our body, and the organisms in our microbiome live better as a community than individually, meaning that they depend on one another. Just as we talked about that garden, for that garden to flourish and be healthy, it needs plants and insects. Our body needs that variety as well. So according to the Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations, 75% of plants are, the genetic diversity has been lost as farmers have left local varieties for genetically uniform, high yielding crops. So they've really changed the way that we gather our food or get our food. You can see the stat here of the 250,000 to 300,000 known edible plant species, humans only use 150 to 200. So there's so much more variety out there that we are not having access to. And 75% of our food is generated from only 12 plants and 5 animals. So these modern food systems are effectively starving our microbiome out of the diversity it needs to thrive. Research confirms that cultivating a wide array of microbes in our gut makes our microbiome more capable and resilient. If one microbiome can't fulfill its function in our body, then another one can step up and take its place if we have that variety there. So as we move into our next slide here, the brain is a central processing unit, meaning everything we encounter is processed by it, organized into patterns, and then distributed as signals to the rest of our body. So as we discuss the brain, it brings this point out here. Did you know a link of short chain fatty acids connects our brain to our gut? Thanks to the ecosystems of microbes that live and communicate along this chain, scientists have determined that our gut health affects our mood, our cognitive function, our mental health, and even pain sensitivity. When we feel stressed out, our gut knows and reacts. If we have to do something like a presentation like this, usually our brain has that anxious feeling, and usually your stomach feels a little, butterflies or some nervousness, or maybe you need to have to go to the bathroom more often. Like, it's just a connection there between the way our body is made and the way things work together. Another instance is our skin is a physical barrier that protects us against foreign pathogens. But it would have a hard time doing so without a team of diverse microbiota that colonize on our skin, our eyes, our ears, and even for women, our reproductive tract. Like the microbiota in our gut, these essential microorganisms protect and educate our immune system. So we could go through all of our different body systems and see how they work back to the microbiome. That would take a long time for me to discuss all of those things. So I just picked these two, discussing the brain and then talking a little bit about the skin. In the training course, it goes through all of those in much more detail. As we're going to see, like I said, the course has greater detail on regarding the nose, sinuses, and lungs, oral, and then our stomach, small intestine, large intestine, liver, and colon. One of the facts that I found interesting on the training course was the use of alcohol-based mouthwash. There's groundbreaking research that has linked the use of mouthwash, which is disrupting our oral microbiome. It's linked with sugar metabolism problems. The research shows that 4.5-fold increase in sugar metabolism issues in people who regularly use these alcohol-based mouthwash. So aside from how alarming that is, this is the kind of research that is found in this training course, and then even that doTERRA provides us with the science on these things and how things are connected between our microbiome and our health. Apparently something's bothering my throat. So when we can't get what we need out of our food, or we just maybe have our microbiome is off, we need to maybe look at taking a daily supplement. So we're going to discuss doTERRA's probiotic. Okay. The probiotic it's also a prebiotic, postbiotic, and it has phages. And we're going to discuss each one of these segments to get an idea of what they do for our body. So the prebiotics are fibrous nutrients that promote the growth of beneficial microbiomes as food for probiotics. So these prebiotics are basically the food or the fuel for the probiotics. Prebiotics are selectively fermented by commensal probiotic bacteria to produce short-chain fatty acids. So that's the prebiotic. The probiotic is beneficial living microorganisms or a healthy flora or bacteria that support and build flourishing flora colonies when ingested. So the probiotic eats the prebiotic, like we had mentioned in the last slide. The probiotics directly compete with pathogenic bacteria for epithelial binding sites on cells and within the gut's mucus layer to support gut barrier integrity. For it to be effective, a probiotic must survive and resist gastric, bile, and pancreatic secretions and attach to the epithelial cells and colonize the intestines. Probiotics have been consumed for thousands of years in foods like cultured yogurt, kefir, and fermented vegetables like sauerkraut and soybeans. And more recently, people have started to appreciate the benefits of a daily supplement with a quality microbiome support. And next, it brings us to our postbiotics. So the postbiotics are the helpful substances that result from the probiotic passing through the digestive tract. When the probiotics or healthy gut bacteria eat the prebiotic fiber, they create good stuff, postbiotics, which are also known as metabolites. So this is kind of the result of the process of the prebiotic eating the probiotic, and then you get the postbiotic. Some examples of postbiotics we can see here in our corner are of the slide are short-chain fatty acids, bioavailable vitamins, amino acids, peptides, enzymes, GABA, dopamine, other neurotransmitters, so much more that come from those postbiotics. And then we see here that we have 5 mechanisms that support our health from postbiotics. Modulation of resident microbiota, enhancement of epithelial barrier function, modulation of systemic and localized immune responses, modulation of systemic metabolic responses, and systemic signaling via the nervous system. We can see how beneficial they are for us. And then to take us to the fourth thing that we're considering here, the phages or bacteriophages. And these are the healthy viruses that infect and eliminate specific pathogenic bacteria. They can selectively target the harmful pathogens, and they also leave behind beneficial microbes to flourish. So they're basically taking away the bad and leaving the good. Phages are abundant in nature, found in seawater, soil, fermented food, and people. So many components are going into this probiotic that doTERRA provides for us. Now, when we're looking to choose a quality microbiome supplement, we do want to look at the strains and the species, the origin, the potency, survivability and viability, and testing in science. The training course that you will have access to really goes deep into all of those different subjects and explains them way better than I could. So I'm going to leave that to you to look at on your own. But here is our PB Restore that was released at the convention last year. We can see it has 30 bioactive components. It really breaks down. You can see the 24 probiotic strains from 22 species, the prebiotic, postbiotic, and the phages. And again, that training course really breaks down many of these different strains and tells you what they're good for. Dr. Alex DeBell, one of doTERRA's doctors, really breaks that down, especially if you're in science, like you love science and you love the research of that. Definitely look into that because there's so much information there. It's really above my pay grade, and I really couldn't explain it very well to you. So you can do the research on that. So this is kind of what they look like when you take them out of the bottle. These are our double encapsulated. It provides 30 bioactive components, including prebiotic fiber and 24 active cultures in this time release double layer capsule, which is going to protect the cultures as they pass through our stomach. We don't want the probiotic to just sit in our stomach. It's not going to do the work that it needs. We need it to get to our GI tract and do the work there. So by having that double encapsulated pill, it's going to break down in the right time and get to where it needs to give us the most benefit. And then our body isn't just killing off that bacteria and that probiotic in the wrong spot. One thing we want to mention is to take it during the daytime, preferably in the morning, as our body starts to wake up and we get into our day. We are going to start, drinking plenty of liquid, hopefully water, having a healthy diet. And then that is going to pass through our system in the right time. At night, our GI tract slows down, and then it could be compromised in our stomach before it gets to do the work that we want it to do. So here we just see the two products, the PB Restore and the PB Assist, plus the 26 strains, 22 species, and it has 18 BNAFU. So that's the kind of how they measure the quantity in there. And I will get to the PB Assist Plus in a minute, but I just wanted to show if anyone wanted to take a picture of this, of what all it does for our system. Also to note is, as you're switching over, if you're on a different probiotic product, because this is so diverse, your body could have some trouble initially. You could notice some discomfort or maybe more trips to the bathroom. That should balance out eventually as your body gets used to it. So if you were previously taking the PB Assist Plus in the white bottle on the right-hand side, it was a good product. Obviously, it was really good for us for a long time, but they've upgraded it, and you can see they've added more strains. There's more live cells per dose. And then we also see at the bottom where it brings out respiratory health, oral health, skin health, it's more of a whole body system than just for our gut, as we saw with the other one. So our PB Assist Plus, which these are like a little pixie stick, is what I like to call them. This is safe for the whole family, and this product is only targeted for your gut health, where the PB Restore is good for the other things we discussed, our oral, respiratory, skin, and for female reproductive system. But this one particularly is just for your gut, and it does have different strains than what is in the PB Restore as well. At age 4, this is safe to take a whole dose per day. From age 2 to 4, so if you've got any toddlers, they can start with a half dose and work up to a full dose as needed. Obviously, we'd want to monitor that for any effects it's having on them, just to make sure that it's not too harsh for their system, and then adjust accordingly if you need to. One thing that was mentioned in the training is to not take this with a hot beverage. Don't mix it in with your coffee, because it would break it down. But it's great to add as a topping for like a bowl of fruit, or to add to your yogurt, or you can just take it in your mouth like a pixie stick. My 4-year-old loves to have one every morning. So even the kids like it. It has a strawberry melon flavor, so it makes it easy to take. So with anything doTERRA, if you've been to a doTERRA class, you've probably seen our wellness pyramid, and really everything kind of works together. When we care for our microbiome, it's going to care for us. So just as our body systems, other body systems, we need to follow this pyramid, it's the same with our microbiome. So if we're taking care of our microbiome, other systems in our body are going to benefit. And then making good lifestyle changes as well. So just to go over a few of those, obviously our nutrition and our digestion. If we're eating foods that are kind of junk food, fast food, things that are processed, it's going to be harder on our gut and our gut microbiome. But if we're eating a balanced diet with a variety of whole foods, things like raw fruits and vegetables, even fermented foods, that's going to be better for our system and help build that healthy microbiome for our gut. Being active, keeping moving, that's going to definitely benefit our lifestyle and make us feel better. Physical activity, here at the bottom it says, may help flush bacteria out of our lungs and our airways. So just keep moving, and not only is it going to benefit, one thing, it's going to benefit another thing. Our metabolism, we had talked about that. It's tied to our metabolism. Microbiota can impact overall metabolism, as energy regulators impact blood sugar metabolism and insulin sensitivity. It's amazing how our body is all tied together. And then taking care of our sleep. Studies suggest that a lack of sleep is linked to a reduction in healthy microbes in your gut. And then an unhealthy gut microbiome may also have a negative effect on our sleep. So it could be a vicious cycle that we're in. We don't have a healthy gut. We can't sleep. So doing the work to make that a little bit better and have a quality supplement that helps us. We also have our sleep system, which is amazing for those that are having a hard time sleeping as well. And then controlling our stress. Psychological stress and depression can promote consumption of highly palatable foods, influencing which gut bacteria thrive. So we eat bad food because we want to make us feel better, but then our gut doesn't feel good. Then we just have more stress. So again, a vicious cycle that could be affecting us. And then I like the one at the bottom, high cortisol levels can also cause inflammation of our digestive tract. So just trying to do what we can to control our stress and make good choices and live a healthy lifestyle. So here we are. I just wanted to show this chart again because it kind of builds on each step, our nutrition and our digestion, our movement and our metabolism, getting rest and managing our stress, reducing toxicity. So that also can affect our microbiome. And we did have a class on reducing our toxic load. We have a recording of that. If anyone missed that class, that's something we can share. Then even informed self-care. So picking products that are going to be healthy for us. And then that leads up to proactive medical care. So if we don't take the time to care for our body and do things that are proactive, eventually it will catch up with us and we could be facing, bigger issues that then are going to make us feel worse. So Tara has also provided a wellness lifestyle assessment, and this is in that course, and you can also screenshot this if you would like. It will take you to that assessment and you kind of answer the questions and it gives you a score, and then it helps break down where you should kind of start with what kind of things you should start with. So it's really following the wellness pyramid that was shown in the last slide, but it gives you an idea of where to start to make you have your optimal wellness lifestyle. And then here I've provided a link to our training course. So if you'd like to screenshot that or take a picture of it, that should link you to the probiome course. I do believe that you'll have to create a login, but it's free. It's just easy to just create a quick login. And then you'll see there's this course and there's other courses as well. MetaPower, sleep. I'm trying to think what else is there, but I know there's like toxic load, like detoxing your house. There's classes for that. So lots of education provided by doTERRA. But yeah, this probiome course was really educational and lots to learn. So hopefully I made it succinct enough for you and was easy to understand. Does anybody have any questions? Or I see there's the chat. Let's look at the chat. Oh, yeah, they do taste good, Wendy.
Can you read everything you said, Terry?
No, Jason, I can't. You can take the course.
I think you did amazing, Terry. That was a lot of information and some of it was hard. You did really, really good.
Yeah, there was a ton of information there. Thank you.
You did excellent.
Oh, thanks. Oh, Wendy suggested.
You did a great job.
Oh, thanks. Wendy suggested in the chat, I don't know if everybody saw it, but that Josie likes to put the PB Assist Plus on frozen grapes. That sounds really good. I'll have to do that and try it. Yeah, nice cold treat. That would be good. All right. Any questions? No?
You explained it so amazingly. We all know, and we can all go out and tell everybody about it.
Yes. Go teach it to somebody else now. It was so much information in that course. I thought, oh, this will be easy. I'll do the course and that'll break it down. And then I was like, I don't even know where to start. But little by little, I figured out what I wanted to share, and hopefully it all made sense.
Yep, you broke it down nicely, like a scientist.
Science has never been my strong subject. So this was like, I told Brittany when I decided to teach this class, I said, I need to tackle this because